Hey there, welcome back to Bitcoin Generations. Bodie here, and just kind of a two for Thursday. Just wanted to kind of update a few things since I got back in the studio and haven't had a chance to kind of get caught up. But I did have kind of some interesting a couple conversations that were pretty interesting, and I wanted to share some of that stuff with you. One of them was the conversation with Matt from SoloSatoshi. And in case you don't know what SoloSatoshi is, it's a home mining thing that you can actually mine at home. So everybody who's familiar with kind of SoloSatoshi or home mining, this is old news to you. But I had a conversation with him in Florida a few months back, and he and I talked about we had a short conversation regarding home mining, and it was difficult to actually get the interview done. But we had another interview this time, and this is going to continue to improve. His technology is definitely improving. The home mining space is improving. I think it's absolutely fascinating what's going on in the home mining sector of Bitcoin mining. It's really interesting to me anyway. And I mean, you think about what it is and you do the homework on what home mining is, and especially, you can go to SoloSatoshi and find out they use these bit axes to mine these, and they kind of in different configurations too, right? So just watch this video. It's going to be interesting. I think you're going to find that it's just the cutting edge of what's going on in Bitcoin. So, you want to, if you already are in Bitcoin, then you want to run a node. Okay. That's not this video. This video is on home mining with the bit axe. But in this conversation with Matt from SoloSatoshi, he's just the most encouraging guy. Just encourages everybody to kind of decentralize all this stuff that's mining, that these companies, these centralized mining companies that are mining these Bitcoin, a lot of them are really huge. Okay. We don't want huge companies doing the mining. We want smaller home miners, people in their homes mining and having a chance to mine a Bitcoin. Actually, the block reward currently is over 3 Bitcoin per block that's mined every 10 minutes on average. Okay. So that is a really cool thing. If you can actually, afford a few $100s here or there, you could actually start mining Bitcoin at your house. It's not hard to do. So, check this out. This guy is, he's a guy like me. He's a blue collar guy by trade, and he got into this because he's interested in it. And I just love this with the small businesses getting into home mining. This guy runs a small business. He's the guy. So I'm going to actually bring him up here, and we're going to see him go. This is Matt from SoloSatoshi, and me doing my best, impersonation of somebody who knows what they're talking about with Bitcoin mining. So here we go. All right, let's see. Hey, welcome back. We've got Matt here with SoloSatoshi. Matt, thanks for coming on and explaining a few things for us. I've got some few questions. Kind of wanted to, kind of pick up where we left off back in Florida. Talk about a little bit about home mining and kind of why it's important to do, and tell us what you got.
Yeah, so here we're out in Vegas. We're showcasing our entire home mining lineup. We have the BitAxe Gamma here. We have the BitAxe Gamma GT or the Gamma Turbo. We have the Nerd QX++, which has 4 ASIC chips. It gets about 4.8 terahash per second. We have the NerdAxe Hydro, which is a totally enclosed, all-in-one hydro-cooled system with some really cool lights on it. We have the BitAxe Touch, which is the world's first touchscreen Bitcoin miner. Displays the price, all the network stats, a bunch of really cool stuff. Even doubles as a clock with AM, PM format, and also displays the current block height like a block clock. And here we have the Nerd QX Plus, which is just a 4-chip ASIC machine much like this one, but it doesn't have the hydro. It has a fan instead.
Okay, so this is kind of your present lineup right here.
Yeah.
What any kind of so the last time I think we talked, you were working on getting the BitX Touch rolled out, and I mean, you guys are always on the cutting edge of exciting news, and I mean, so not a week goes by that I think something's going on.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, so currently, tell us a little bit about some of the changes, some of the new things that are going on with that.
Yeah, so like we were mentioning last time, the home mining space is really heating up. There's starting to be more ASIC chips put on the board to give people more hash power and better efficiency. There's newer ASIC chip technology coming out. There's also new ASIC manufacturers coming to the market who are willing to sell loose ASIC chips to people who make home miners. And that's kind of what we're most excited about right now, because the way BitX has to be manufactured is very difficult due to the ASIC chips coming off of other machines. So there's a lot going on in the space right now. The space doesn't sleep, and neither do we. So we always constantly have to innovate and adapt to our surroundings and adapt to what's going on. Bitcoin mining is one of the most competitive industries in the world. And if you don't adapt, your business will die.
Okay. So for the person, let's talk to the person who's like a baby boomer, maybe somebody like me. They're kind of like, I've maybe got my head around Bitcoin, but this Bitcoin mining thing is kind of a little bit sketchy. I'm not so sure. But this stuff doesn't look too complicated. I mean, what do? Just plug it into the wall and you go, or you've got some tutorials, or how confident can we be going into this?
Yeah, so the BitX Gamma only takes about 5 minutes to set up. It's really, the BitX is made for anyone to do home mining. It only consumes 18 watts of power, which equals to about $2 per month to run. So it's hardly anything. And every second it runs, every 10 minutes, you have the chance to claim that full block reward if you're lucky enough, which is 3.125 Bitcoin. 3.125
Bitcoin, and the Gamma right here.
That's the Gamma Turbo. So that one's going to have 2 ASIC chips on it. This is the normal Gamma right here with 1 ASIC chip.
Okay, all right.
This is what it looks like without the heatsink.
Wow, that's it?
That's your ASIC chip, yep. That is the most centralized control thing on this earth.
I've tried to explain mining to people, and it's pretty amazing. Like how come, how does this happen? And I try to explain, it's sort of like, all this compute power has to go out and kind of crunch this, make this block, they mine a block and all that stuff. But I try to tell.
I have to stop this and just say, man, it's just painful to watch me struggle through trying to explain how complicated this is in my head anyway. So anyway, thanks for bearing with me on this. We're gonna finish this.
I keep it at a pretty high level. I don't want to get too far into the details because I'm not a tech person, and I'm not an engineer or software developer. But this stuff is it's not magic. It's actually it takes all this energy to create these blocks, and that's it right there. That's the chip that does that.
Yeah, that's the chip that does all of your miners' work. Yep.
Okay, so I can take your word for it, or it's obviously not take your word for it, but the whole industry is sort of like making it happen because they're doing it, but. Kind of going in the future, what do you think is kind of like, where are we looking at, 6 months? Could you even look out 6 months or a year from now and go where are we going to be? Where is this?
Yeah, the space is going to continuously see innovation across the entire broader home mining market. as this space picks up and becomes more popular, you're going to see people with large amounts of money come in the space and really start innovating. The space is already starting to capture the attention of like medium grade investors. So those guys are already trying to come in and manufacture devices and make some of the latest and greatest equipment. And it's hard for small businesses to keep up with people who can scale so fast. So we generally try to be competitive in our prices and make sure that we also carry the latest and greatest stuff. And a good part of our business model is to maintain really lean operations so that we can afford to slash prices and be competitive when it's time to be competitive. But I think the market just generally becomes more competitive over time. As more blocks are found by home miners, more people will come into the space, and more people are going to be, more investors are going to be looking to capitalize on that, or try to get their piece of that market share. So I really think what you're seeing here on the table just gradually evolves for years and years to come, and everything will only get more powerful and more efficient.
Okay, so just for our audience, I mean, they know I'm kind of just speak straight ahead. I don't kind of really have time to mess around and get into a bunch of paid whatever. I don't get paid for any of this, but I have a couple of bit axes, and the reason I'm talking to Matt is because I like supporting small business, and a lot of the people that follow our channel kind of like to support small business, and I wouldn't be interested in supporting your small business unless you did, great stuff and you got good quality equipment. So,
right.
So if there's anybody who's listening to this who doesn't understand this kind of stuff, this company right here is one to be looking at, one to really dive in on this with this home mining stuff with SoloSatoshi. The BitAxe is an amazing thing for home miners. Any final thoughts here on this as we kind of wrap this? Thank you for taking the time, by the way, to do this.
Yeah, no problem. Final words are, I would encourage everyone, if you're into Bitcoin, you should be running your own node, holding your own private keys, operating your own hardware wallet, and you should definitely own some hash power. You should definitely mine Bitcoin at home. BitAxe makes it super easy. It's not hard. It's not expensive. We're literally selling them today in Vegas for $99, which is the cheapest that a BitAxe Gamma has ever been. That's the kind of things we do to try and get BitAxes into the hands of as many people as we can. So get involved and get off zero hash power.
Amen. All right, brother.
All
It's
right.
great seeing you. And all right, you guys take care. See ya.
There you go. All right, man. So, again, amateur video, if I must say so myself, not great at just whipping out the phone and making something happen, as you probably maybe have seen at the Steak and Shake video. But like sometimes it's time to record something. And anyway, so as we grow here at Bitcoin Generations, we're going to improve our quality of our audio and video. And so I'm really proud to say that I have BitAxe, and that I love SoloSatoshi and Matt and his small company. You didn't know that, but that was his family and friends, close friends of his family that were running that booth for him. And we want to shout out SoloSatoshi and encourage everybody who's interested in home mining, everybody who's interested in mining a block. If there's a chance that you can mine a block yourself at your home, that could be so exciting. I mean, it's so much better than like trying to play the lottery or something like that. Are you kidding, man? It's just like you're actually decentralizing the entire network of Bitcoin mining that we're trying to have sovereignty over anyway. And it's regulated sort of like through consensus over the network of nodes, which are different than the miners, right? So those are the nodes are kind of like, that's the accounting system for Bitcoin, because it's all done through consensus, and they all come to an agreement and consensus. I mean, on the average 10 minutes when a block is mined. But the miners are the ones that are actually out there hashing it out, doing the work, right? And so, you know, you can do this in your own home. And these things don't take much space. You saw them right there. I mean, I know which one I'm interested in, and someday I'm going to do a video of my bit access, and I'm going to just kind of go into it and see what we can share. But anyway, love that. Just wanted to kind of, we already did a rip today, but this is a short one on home mining with SoloSatoshi interview with Matt from SoloSatoshi. So thanks a lot. You guys get out there and support Bitcoin mining at home with SoloSatoshi and those BitAxe miners. They've got one of every flavor for your fancy, and I know which one I'm getting. So y'all take care. It's great being with you once again. Bitcoin Generations. Subscribe and like, or don't, but we're always going to be here putting this stuff out. All right, y'all take care. See ya.